The first question I really want to answer is, how much money do I need to buy a house? I mean, I keep getting asked this, and most people think that they need 50,000, 20,000, say, before they can even buy a house. The truth is actually probably going to surprise you. No, it's not going to. Probably going to. It's going to. So many families wait for years unnecessarily. There are so many programs out there to help. Others buy before they're financially prepared. That's another thing. You have to be financially ready. And knowing the real numbers helps you plan confidently, not just jumping in. Because there are other hidden costs that come with having a house. The repairs that the landlord normally does, the property taxes, the insurances, all these are expenses people don't understand. So let's talk about the down payment. What your down payment is, first of all. Your down payment is going to be the percent down on the house, first year's insurance, taxes, and any fees and commissions that you have to pay. That is your down payment. Now, there are different loan options to help you with like a zero down payment. That's zero down on the house. That's not your down payment. That is actually your down payment for the house. There are certain programs out there that actually help you get what you need for that down payment, that 3 to 6% down, that help you with all those costs. You really need to understand that. And you need to be diligent about being educated. Don't just take what one person says. Ask many. And if your loan officer talks over the top of you, get a different loan officer. I'm going to say it right now. I've seen it happen and things fall through because these loan officers do not listen at all. But I like that people always say like, 20% down. That's not always required. No. Sometimes it is, according to your situation, but you can have as low as 3% down. There are 0% down with certain loans. Talk to your mortgage provider about it. Get educated. Ask the questions. You need to ask the questions. You need to know what questions to ask and how to ask them. I have handbooks that teach all this. I'm trying not to sneeze. Everybody, sorry, my allergies are just crazy today. Closing costs, like the typical expenses with that are, like I said, the down payment on the house, your taxes, your insurance, which you're going to have to shop for. You're going to need certain information. Start doing it immediately. Your fees and your commissions, if you have to pay any commissions. That's going to be your closing costs. You're going to have to put earnest money in, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but that actually comes off of your closing costs. And there is possible assistance and seller contributions if you're in that kind of a market. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of them unless they're the higher priced houses, because the houses below $300,000 are going that fast. You get them on the market and they're gone because everybody's wanting to save money, literally. So you really want to do that. Now, earnest money, the purpose of that is to show that you're interested in the house. The house earnest money, I would say try to do anywhere from 500 to 1%. Say a $300,000 house, $3,000. If you can't afford that, like $500. Sometimes people understand that, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they will not even look at it without earnest money. And have your pre-approval ready. You don't want a pre-qualification. They're two totally different things. Pre-approval is like running on a track with the perfect shoes. Pre-qualification is like running through mud with heels. Think of it that way. You're not getting nowhere with the pre-qualification. You didn't prove nothing. The realtors know that. Property owners know that. And they're not going to accept anything. So there is so many programs out there to help like assistance for those down payments, for the closing costs, and the earnest money. And the earnest money kind of fits into the process by showing the person that you're really interested, that you really want to get this property. And the timing, you have up to 48 hours after the offer is accepted to get the earnest money in. At least put in the thing. And that takes a few days for it to clear all the way. Now, I want to talk to you also about home inspections. So, you're going to want to get a home inspection. It's going to be anywhere from $300 to $600 according to the size of your property. It's important because it tells you what's going on with the property. That way you know what can get fixed. And if you don't have everything you need, you can say, okay, I need this fixed. I need this fixed. If there's things that are really wrong, you need to fix this before this. Use the home inspection contingency because that is very important. It saves you thousands and peace of mind. Those are two important things. Now, you're also going to have the appraisal, and the lenders require it. There's not a way to get around it. And what happens if values differ from the offer is you can go back and say, okay, you know what? This house is not worth this value, and I can get a loan for it. So you need to drop the price of the house, or you can go in with a color negotiate. Okay, we need to do this, or you need to cover this to get this where it needs to go. So yeah. Also, there's going to be your moving expenses, and get your moving truck scheduled right away. As soon as you have that closing date, get your moving truck scheduled for about 3 to 5 days before it, so that way you can get the truck loaded. There's going to be deposits for your utilities if you're moving into a new area, deposits for the truck. You're going to have the supplies and the gas money and everything else. Your utility transfers, get those done right away too. Say, okay, I'm closing this house on this day. I'm moving from this property on this day. It's going to be 2 different dates, I guarantee you. Because most people like to take the time to move and take the time to go into the house a few days before they have to move so that they can go in, clean, make sure everything's ready to go, and then move in. It's one less thing to be in the way. Now, always have an emergency fund. Like, when you're going to buy a house, have an emergency fund. You never know what's going to happen. You don't. So please have an emergency fund. Keep a savings after closing. Get a high yield savings account, HYSA. High yield savings accounts are important. Have that done. Just make sure you have that savings account and keep it at all times. And my eyeballs itching like crazy. Sorry. Common mistakes is spending every dollar on the purchase. Don't do it. You're going to want money afterwards because there's going to be things you're going to want to change. There's going to be things you're going to want to do. Don't become house poor. Forgetting your monthly maintenance, like checking the light fixtures, checking the filters, declogging the sink. So my son's got grease clogging up my sink right now and I got to go fix that. And not budgeting for repairs. Your roof's going to eventually need to be replaced. This way you need to have that savings account. Have a personal savings account and a house savings account. That way you have a repair savings account if anything was to happen. You need that money, okay? So let's create a personalized home buying budget before you start looking. Let's look at how much house you can afford. Let's make sure that you have your budget where it needs to be, because that is important. You need to have your budget where it has to be so that way you're not house poor and you're not struggling. I want to see you succeed, not go and fall apart.